Which one of these four phrases do you have the most difficulty saying? I was wrong, I need help, I'm sorry, or I love you? And most importantly, why is it so hard to say it? Welcome back to the Daily Lift. Being vulnerable and appearing weak is oftentimes a difficult thing. If it were easy, saying phrases like this wouldn't be hard. Vulnerability, whether it's admitting our faults, asking for help, or expressing love, it can be pretty risky, but it's also incredibly powerful. James 5:16 reminds us that the healing comes from leaning on others. He says, confess your trespasses to one another and pray for one another that you may be healed. Vulnerability and openness leads to all sorts of good things, as long as we can shift our perspective. Paul in 2 Corinthians 12:9 talks about he was praying that this thorn in the flesh would be removed. And his answer from Jesus was, my grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. And Paul reminds us, he says, therefore, most gladly, I will rather boast in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. See, Paul learned that his weakness was a platform for God's strength to be displayed. And when we admit our limitations, we open ourselves up to experiencing God's strength in new and profound ways. And so I'm going to ask you again, which of these phrases were hardest for you to say? And if you ask honestly and explore and address it, you'll experience a freedom like never before. The result of you saying a phrase that is most difficult for you to say today will also be the most rewarding when you said in the future. Even in weakness, God is always there to lift you up. So will you go lift someone up?